that's due to human activity or not. Their assessment is that it's very likely, okay, and so forth. So the experts, actually a few thousand scientists, looked at the data and looked at the model. They have concluded that human activity are causing these changes. Okay, and another consequences of global warming is the sea level increase. These are the data showing the sea level increase. As a matter of fact, the data here is the rate of increase of sea level is actually is increasing. And also in the last century, the sea level rise situation is like this. Okay, and there are a combination of remote sensing data, and the latest one is satellite. And they have made the prediction that this is not a prediction. This is essentially the data that shows by the end of the last century, beginning of this century, the sea level rise distribution globally, something like this. Okay, and of course, sea level rise. This is some model information, and essentially ranges from these are from different oceans, contributions due to temperature change, due to the iceberg, the melt, and so forth. And this part, this B part, is mainly due to the global warming, the temperature change, the expansion of the ocean water. And this is due to the sliding of the ice sheets. And there are other effects that may cause even higher sea level change. Okay. And in addition to sea level change, there are other global change effects. For instance, the land cover, land use, actually have caused global warming, and also the urbanization caused the extinction of species. And of course, this is the CO2, related to CO2 emission, the fossil fuel consumption. Okay, all these are caused by human activity. So biodiversity, the extinction of species, is another man-made effect of the man-made global change. And also this is the high mountain in Africa. The total area of ice over the years is changing, and that is not just happening in Africa, it's in the world, everywhere. And what is happening also in Taiwan? In Taiwan, we have some data. I'll just use some data. Essentially, the precipitation data and the temperature data collected around the island. We have very comprehensive collection of data throughout the island. And all these are the stations where we have well-kept data. And here, the temperature change for the past 100 years or so. As you can see, this is in northern part, in the southern part, eastern part, and this is global average. What happened is in Taiwan, temperature actually increased more than the global average throughout the island. The temperature change, and also the this also is the recent effect. We found in Taiwan, because of global warming, perhaps the daily sunlight, the average sunlight to the Taiwan area has been decreasing since the 60s. Actually, has decreased quite a bit. The other thing is that our severe weather, the extreme weather situation has worsened. And this is a recent study by our people, scientists, which shows that using the data for Taiwan for the past 80 years or so from all these weather stations, we found that the light rain, this precipitation, divided the precipitation into 10 different categories. Very light precipitation, very heavy precipitation. The top 10% most heavy precipitation, the probability, the occurrence has actually increased more than 150%. And the small rain, this light rain, has actually decreased by almost 60%. So extreme weather decreased. Actually, they have a quantitative summary of this thing. For every change of temperature, every 1 degree increase of temperature, this is what will happen to the precipitation. The heavy rain will increase almost 150%, and the light rain, which is very important to our water resources situation, decrease by about 60%. Those are the situation in Taiwan, and also, well, this essentially is if we predict the weather temperature change for this coming century, some prediction is it may go as high as 4 degrees. Then what's going to happen to the extreme precipitation situation in Taiwan is barely our fault. Okay. And extreme rainfall actually already happened in Taiwan. 2 years ago, Typhoon Marco hit Taiwan, southern part of Taiwan, and that's the data. And the rain was so heavy, as you can see, it actually happened in the most part of Taiwan, from the central part to the southern part. And the precipitation record, as you can see, in some places like Jiayi, within 3 days, the total precipitation is almost 3 meters. 3 days. And that is already almost the annual precipitation in that area. As throughout Taiwan, in that particular event, many places actually had rain increase productivity. It is happening. Okay, and this is indeed due to global warming. And we have listed the facts, this disaster threats to the island due to climate change. As you can see, increase the strength of typhoons, extreme weather conditions, rainfalls, and the change of the spatial and temporal distribution of rainfall, and mudslides, also affect water resources, and so forth. And urban flood really caused major problems in some of our cities. So these are found examples. We can probably fair to say that first, yes, human activities have caused changes in natural environment that we threaten the very existence of human society. Okay. So that is one of the things I want to mention. And on the other hand, we also know in the past 250 years, economic developments brought about by science and technology have improved the quality of life of the common people. And really, specifically, in the areas like health, like food, like education. So science and technology and economic development have been beneficial to human society. But on the other hand, we also have seen the human activities have caused, have been the roots of natural disasters in human society. So how can we strike a balance? And people have talked about this, discussed about this in 1987. The United Nations issued this report, Our Common Future. And I think everyone now knows about this. This is the first time the sustainable development idea came about. And it says the development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. That is sustainable development. This is by the report, Our Common Future. And that development should take the precautionary measure regarding the Earth system's so-called carrying capacity, and to make certain that serious or irreversible damage of the natural system. And that particular effort here essentially has to be assisted by the ability that we can monitor this change, monitor this carrying capacity. And remote sensing plays such an important role there. And the content of sustainability, of sustainable development, gradually